My name is Sean. I go to San Diego State University and I am a communication major. We showed up in Prague and then we went to Munich, Germany after that, and then Switzerland, Grindelwald, then we ended up in Luxembourg City in Luxembourg, and then finished the trip off in Paris, France. I hate that question. Going to the Olympic Tower in Germany was really cool. It's like probably one of the tallest things I've ever been on. It's definitely the skinniest tall thing I've ever been on. Definitely the Mike's Bike Tour, where you go on basically a bike tour of Munich and then you stop and get lunch halfway through. That was a really good time. The first day we showed up in Luxembourg. We heard rumors of a beer garden, so basically at 11 o'clock at night, after everything got settled and we had our group dinner, we basically hit the city looking for this place, and it was pitch black everywhere. We rode a bus in a language that we didn't understand. We got off at a random stop just because other people were getting off there, and we assumed that it was what we were looking for. We walked through the streets, middle of the night, pitch black, no one around, and we turned a corner and there's just a huge festival tent with lights everywhere. And we stayed there and did a lot of drinking until the wee hours of the morning. When I went into a small little shop in Paris, I wanted to buy a bracelet, and I couldn't tell her to make the bracelet like 2 sections shorter. So we basically had to sit there and argue when she was getting more frustrated, and I was trying to not get frustrated, but it was obviously showing in my face. I walked into a shop. It was also both in Paris, but when I walked into this one shop, it was a bunch of Spanish stuff everywhere, Spanish flags. They were watching the game, they were watching the Spanish soccer game on TV. And I walked up and I said, "Hola, buenos dias!" And they started talking to me in Spanish. I was like, that's all I know. But then 5 minutes later, I walk into just a normal, like a mask shop, like a souvenir mask shop. And I walk behind the counter and I say, "Bonjour, monsieur." And the guy is like, "Bonjour." And then he starts talking to me in French. And I'm like, sorry, I don't speak French. He's like, "Sorry, you look so French." Basically nothing. I just brought a backpack. I didn't even have a duffel bag because I knew we were going to be moving around a lot. People had these big old duffel bags everywhere, but it wasn't that big of a hassle to not have that much stuff. I think I packed 2 pairs of pants, 2 t-shirts, and 2 long shirts. I had 1 pair of shoes, which I just wore on my feet other than my flip-flops. I think I went heavy on socks because I liked having good socks, so I had like 8 pairs of socks. But I didn't bring a jacket, and that was a huge space saver, but that did end up coming around to be a pain. We were in Switzerland on top of a snow-capped mountain, and it's like, I don't remember how cold it was up there, but it was cold. It was like chillingly cold. So I basically was wearing all of my tops that I had brought with me to try and stay warm, and it still wasn't enough. But aside from that, a lot of people brought toothpaste and shampoo and conditioner and all this stuff. But basically I had 1 little bottle that this guy at REI was just like, he said it was an all-purpose cleaner. Like, it's safe to ingest, but it breaks stuff down. So that was my shampoo, that was my clothes washing, that was my toothpaste. It tasted god-awful, but it did the job. And I think that was about it. All I really brought was clothes and my laptop. Probably if there was one thing I regretted not doing more, it was just chatting with locals, just wherever I was. You know, if you're sitting down at a bar, just, you know, strike up a conversation with the person next to you. I don't think we had a single bad interaction with anybody there. Just everyone was very friendly. Well, actually, no, there was the bar in Luxembourg. We talked to some guys. It was just a good conversation for about an hour and a half, but they were friendly, they were cool, and it was fun learning about them, like their culture. Basically, in Luxembourg, they have to learn like 4 different languages just to get by, and there isn't really like a Luxembourgish language. Like there is, but they all speak German and French also, so they just all flip back and forth between every single language. You should probably, I want to say set a budget and stick to it, but I couldn't even do that myself, so I don't even know if that's realistic advice. If I could do it again, I would probably take all the money in my account, put it somewhere else where I couldn't access it, and then have my set money for whatever country in different accounts.